Welcome to another edition of SuperSportsWomen TV. Nat Edwards and Mel Jones with you. MJ, let's kick things off with some rowing news. An unlucky Victorian rower, Phoebe Stanley, has again missed out on Olympic selection. She was controversially dumped in 2008 from the Beijing squad, and she's been overlooked again in the pairs, with Rowing Australia opting to go for the combination of Sarah Tait and Kate Hornsey.
Well, it's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, she got dropped from the eights in the last Olympics. This time around in the pairs, and unfortunately for Phoebe, she has had an issue with cardiac arrhythmia. So, in terms of rowing, that's going to be really tough. But she still does have a chance. So it all comes down to Rowing Australia and whether or not they think that Australian women's eights has the depth, but also the time to prepare for the London Olympics. So we'll just have to wait and see.
And we should also mention that Sarah Tait is the first Aussie mum rower to be selected at the Olympics.
Pretty special, isn't it? I mean, one of the most grueling events that you can certainly come up against, and she's managed to have a wonderful baby and then come back and compete for Australia again, so really well done.
On to some cycling news, and Aussie cycling champ Anna Meares arrives in Melbourne on Thursday ahead of next week's World Track Cycling Championships. Now, her arch rival, Great Britain's Victoria Pendelton, has already arrived, and things are heating up. There's no love lost between those two.
This is quite bizarre in my book. So it's an amazing situation where way back in 2006, Anna Meares cut Victoria Pendelton off in a race. It's cycling. You need to move on. I think people know whether or not it's just the hype and it's a British athlete who thinks that they can beat an Aussie at the London Olympics. Who knows? But I tell you what, if you like a little bit of competitiveness and a bit of rivalry, check out the cycling next week, because I think it's going to be fantastic.
Well, hopefully Anna can come away with the win there.
That's it.
Now, I do want to chat about triathlete Erin Densham. Now, this is an amazing story. She actually 3 years ago had surgery on a heart condition that she's had since childhood, and on the weekend she managed to win the opening season, or the season opener World Cup series in Mooloolaba.
Mooloolaba, that is the one, and it's one of those ones. I think every time the Olympics come around for triathlons, especially in the women's events, there are so many women competing for it. So there's only 3 spots up for grabs. The win for Erin has certainly put her in a good position to do that. Emma Moffat has already qualified. So now it's down to 2 more Emmas in Snowsill and Jackson to see if they can take that final spot. So it's really heating up for London, but it certainly bodes well for us in the medal count.
That's right, and Snowsill obviously will have to perform well in Sydney in April later this month. So we should look forward to that. Now on to the Hockeyroos, and they obviously lost the series, a 3-match series, to Argentina last week. But in some good news, they've managed to secure a new sponsor. It's
fantastic, and we're not going to make a regular of this in terms of talking about sponsors for women's sport, but this is fantastic because the Hockeyroos are an iconic team. They haven't had a multi-year sponsorship for over 10 years. I think it was back in 2000. So huge. Really well done to the girls. They've got some great performances already this year. They've beaten Germany, the Netherlands and Korea. Close series against Argentina, the second-ranked team in the world. So once again, everything's building up really well for London. So well done to, got to give them a plug now,
of course,
to Austrill.
Exactly, and the Hockeyroos, of course, head to the Sunshine Coast next week to take on the USA. So that'll be excellent as well in terms of their London preparation. Now, just before we go, we should mention a big congratulations to Suzie Batkovic for taking out the WNBL MVP, which is a fantastic effort.
Great effort, seeming when you go back on her season, she actually missed a number of rounds through injury, but the centre from Adelaide had a magnificent season, and I'm sure the Opals will be looking forward to that form continuing in London. Well
deserved. All right, well, it's a big weekend of sport coming up. We've got the ANZ Championships, which of course kick off on Saturday. We've got the Thunderbirds and the Swifts going head to head, so that'll be fantastic, and a lot of surfing action at Bells Beach next week on Tuesday.
It certainly is. It's all heading up down there as well. Melbourne's getting a little bit chilly at the moment, but hopefully that means it's a good swell for the girls.
All right, for all the latest news and sports results, you can check out supersportswomen.com.au, and you can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. But thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.
Cheers.